Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 28th Annual Jewish Family Service Gala, honoring Linda Levine and Susie Forer-Dehrey. And now, please welcome JFS Chairs of Resource Development, Josh Passman and Tammy Staff.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 28th Annual Jewish Family Service LA Gala. I am Tammy Staff, JFS Board Member and Vice Chair of the Resource Development Committee.
And I'm Josh Passman. I'm also a JFS board member and vice chair of the Resource Development Committee. I promise you that Tammy and I are both socially distanced right now.
Josh, I can't wait to give you the biggest hug. Better days are coming, and we look forward to greeting you all in person soon. This gala is unlike any gala before. Just over a year ago, the COVID-19 pandemic changed everything. Jewish Family Service LA immediately responded, making all our services safe and keeping them available to the people who needed them most. Our staff went above and beyond to support all those who were enduring hardships brought on by the pandemic. That work is the soul of JFS. Whether in extraordinary times like these or when the world goes back to normal, the people of LA can always count on JFS to help them through life's transitions and challenges.
Mr. Rogers has a powerful quote about getting through hard times. He said, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" Everyone in the JFS family embodies the hope and strength that Mr. Rogers spoke of, from our incomparable staff to the dedicated leadership of the JFS Board of Directors to our unstoppable volunteers to our compassionate donors like you. Everyone in our JFS family is a helper.
Tonight, we honor those who exemplify the spirit of the helper and the hundreds of caring souls who work at JFS. Linda Levine, of blessed memory, is the recipient of the Anita and Stanley Hirsh Award. And Susie Forer-Dehrey is receiving the Spirit of Humanity Award. Every story you hear tonight, every face you see, each one is a shining light and a beacon of hope.
Now, let's do as Mr. Rogers encouraged. Let's look for the helpers.
With all that we were able to do for the people of LA while working from home, just imagine what we can do when we open the doors of our new flagship service center. JFS has a long history in LA, but since 1854, we have been wandering without a home. The opening of the JFS Gunther Hirsh Family Center is the culmination of this dream. With the opening of our new building, JFS will be able to provide comprehensive services in a state-of-the-art facility for the rest of the 21st century. This building will not only be a flagship for JFS going forward, it will also be a symbol of the commitment of the Jewish community to the larger Los Angeles community. The JFS Gunther Hirsh Family Center will be as innovative and strong as the organization that is building it. It will help us better integrate our services, expand and strengthen our reach within the greater LA community, consolidate our extensive array of programs, and increase our efficiency. This means that more time, energy, and resources can be directed exactly where they belong, supporting the lives of our neighbors and community members. As soon as it is safe, we look forward to welcoming LA into the new JFS Gunther Hirsh Family Center.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eli Weitzer, CEO of Jewish Family Service LA. Over the past 12 months, as COVID-19 ravaged our city, I watched our staff lean in and step up in an extraordinary way. Across the agency, in every program and in every department on our admin team, Our staff has demonstrated resiliency, compassion, teamwork like you wouldn't believe, and creativity to ensure that services got to people in need, to ensure that no one was left behind. But they couldn't have done it alone. I want to thank 5 institutions whose generosity and commitment made a profound difference this year. You helped give our teams the resources they needed. The Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles, thank you, Jay Sanderson and Becky Suppleman-Stern. The Jewish Community Foundation, thank you, Marvin Schottland and Lori Klein. The Glazer Foundation, thank you, John Fischel and Jamie Backred. The Smith Foundation, thank you, Eric Smith and Robin Kramer. The Tikkun Olam Foundation, thank you, Jean and Mindy Stein. And finally, a heartfelt thank you to every single one of our amazing JFS staff. You are the heart of JFS. It is an honor to work with you.
And we serve everyone. It doesn't matter what race, what religion, clients, callers, they become family to us.
We're a small but mighty team of clinicians, but we do provide a lot of resources to people in need. And I like to tell callers that this intake line is a little bit more personal. We want to know who they are, what their situation is. There was a lot of calls for food, people worried about their employment, people not sure if they were going to be housed.
Especially for seniors, they were scared, they were afraid, very stressed out. They wanted to get assistance as much as possible, as soon as possible.
We kept pushing and adapted very quickly to all these changes. And we're just trying to serve everyone that came through our phone lines, because before it was go to Sova and get food once a month. And now people were needing food for every day of the week.
One thing we have seen is a lot of new clients. It's anybody you would see on the street. It's a mix of everybody in the LA area.
It's a big increase, especially new clients, new families that have lost their jobs. Prepackaged food makes things go a little bit faster for our clients. You see them come in with some worry, and when they leave here, they leave with a big smile on their face.
We rely, 95+% on our volunteers. I found it very heartwarming to see how dedicated people are to helping, knowing that there are so many people in need now.
Everyone who's participating in our congregate meal program now is receiving home delivery. I want to be able to eat there, sit there with them, get to know them, and I want to just enjoy this community, because food is more than simply nourishment, but it's also a way that we gather and that we take care of our emotional and mental wellness. From 7 a.m. till about 11:30 at night, we have people in Hirsh kitchen producing meals from scratch. These unsung heroes, day in, day out, do the work that needs to be done to ensure that we can keep our community healthy.
It's an incredible feeling. I can't explain it, but it's a huge satisfaction to myself to know that we have those services available to those people in need. And when I meet with the crew that I work with, I try to emphasize, do it like it's for your own family, your own loved ones.
Most of our clients are in the late 80s, 90s. Many of them went to meal sites because, they like to see their friends. Now they are being isolated. Some of these people, they don't get to see anybody but the drivers for many, many days. So our clients are actually happy about seeing our drivers and talking to them. And hopefully there's some people who went through this with less stress, less discomfort because of what we did.
Put the glasses on, and then there's the therapist. But behind the glasses, it's just me, just a normal Angelino, another guy from LA. Pre-pandemic, everybody's situation was different. But after pandemic, then the topics became very common. Isolation, lack of employment, inability to get what they need. And then it became very grim about death and dying. People who have lost several members of the family and not knowing what to do about it. And I'm speaking for the people that fall off the cracks, talking about single mothers, survivors of trauma, domestic violence, people with complex immigration status, for them to feel like the world is against them and here we come and we promise to help them and we do. They just feel very grateful.
Clients will come in a state of crisis, and we work hard to create a safety plan to ensure their immediate safety, and then we start to help them process their experiences, process the traumas. Normally clients come in and already their situations are very intense. And then you add on this extra piece where literally they feel like the entire world is never going to be the same, is not going to be safe. So for many of our clients who are currently still in their abusive relationships, being in close quarters on a day-to-day basis with having nowhere to go actually intensified or increased the amount of abuse they were experiencing. And so we actually saw sort of a larger increase. A number of my clients had contracted COVID during this time. So in addition to processing all those traumas in session, they were now sharing how scared they felt about, whether they were going to survive and if they were single parents, who was going to watch their children. And a number of clients said that we were literally the only way they survived all of those months and those weeks was with our support. But a number of my coworkers live alone. Some of them hadn't had any physical contact with another human being for months. When we heard what the clients were saying, it kind of made everything sort of worthwhile. I'm really proud of myself and my family and my clients, for all of us, for figuring it out and kind of making it through.
I really admire the families in the shelter because they're breaking through that domestic violence cycle. I had to spend the night in the shelter. It is hard for me to leave my child. Before going to work, I will always think about my grandma, my child, my family, but also thinking that there is family that need my service, that they need help. I pray before going to work, because when you see that client having an emotional breakdown, crying, not knowing what to do, sometimes you just wanna give a big hug and say everything's gonna be okay. That couldn't happen anymore. I always tell them, keep it in your room, look at it every morning, every day, and that's what they do.
Feel your lungs filling up with air, exhale. One more time.
with the coronavirus outbreak. Lives were disrupted, and many of our members who live alone felt even more isolated. Everyone's routines have changed drastically. No work, no school, no day programs, no Havarim. We immediately went into action, and now every Tuesday and Thursday evenings, we host activities via Zoom called Havarim at Home.
Name something specific that you turn over.
A new leaf.
A new leaf, yes.
Oh, I love that.
Very good.
It's a way for everyone to get to see each other, interact, have fun playing games.
Things you would maybe have at a carnival.
Cotton candy.
Smiles and laughter that I see coming from the members is just so heartwarming and unmeasurable.
So one of the questions is going to be, what do you want to do first thing after the quarantine is over? Don't answer now.
Party.
Don't answer now.
I think that's pretty much the consensus.
The JFS Care staff has been incredible. There is not one person who has not stepped up. We have families. Some have children doing school remotely at home. I think for some of us, our cars have become the quietest place to have a meeting. Families were really suffering. There are no longer adult daycare programs. Senior living communities were not allowing people to move in. Families were so overwhelmed, they couldn't help but bring some help at home for some respite. We know how much we're needed, and I think that's what keeps you in there.
We're not firefighters, we're not police officers, we're not nurses, but we are putting ourselves on the line to make sure that other loved ones are taken care of. I took my job really seriously. So every client I walked into, I'm like, I'm going into my grandmother's house. I'm going into my grandfather's house. My clients, it would be their birthday, and I'll bring them flowers, and that would cheer them up and it would bring life to the room. When my client told me that he tested positive for COVID, I broke down and cried. I cry and cry and cry until I'm like, okay, Dara, you got it out. Now, tomorrow when you go see him, you're going to smile and you're going to make it seem like you got this under control. So we have to put on the shield of like this hard shield over our face just to act like nothing's bugging us. But in reality, when we go home, we just break down. It's like we have our own little wounds we have to attend to and then go back to work again the next day and make sure that, our clients are getting well taken care of.
All of the JFS staff look forward to being able to come back to the Valley storefront and see the hustle and bustle of our participants and staff interacting, the meal site providing a hot kosher lunch. This program has an amazing and caring, compassionate group of social workers. We keep moving forward. We keep trying to do the best work that we can, and we support each other all the time. It's made us even more connected as a staff.
We were able to really switch gears and make sure that clients weren't isolated and lonely, and in cases where they did feel depressed and anxious or lonely, we had a volunteer call them regularly. Staff called much more frequently.
When I speak to them directly through my programming with them, I always make sure that they're doing okay. And their response is always, I've been through the Holocaust. I've been through worse. Every Thursday afternoon, we have Cafe Europa like we would have had it if we were meeting. They put on their Shabbat clothes. They put on those nice clothes that have been sitting in the closet. This is so important and special in their days, in their lives. We wanted to hug everybody. That's what it came down to, because usually when we have the program in a shul, in a synagogue, we're able to do that. And so all of a sudden we just go.
We are sending virtual hugs to all of you. Virtual hugs, guys. We're hugging you
Everything is gonna be all right. We will pull through and everything will be wonderful. Again, mwah, to all of you.
And it's caught on. And we can't end a program without doing that. And you can see the joy in people's faces when we do that because they know we care about them. They know we love them. Shabbat Shalom. We will see you next week. I look at these 18 years that I have been working for JFS. It's a gift. And what I look at it as is that I help to repair the world, that I am part of Tikkun Olam, which is to repair the world, and I get to help repair a corner of our world that needs constant tending. And it fulfills me. There's people that work to live and live to work. And I work because I love what I do. And I know that I get to help make a difference in people's lives. And I get to see it happen.
My message to all of my fellow JFS staff members is that you are just all incredible coworkers.
So dedicated and hardworking and resilient.
You are truly appreciated and have made such a difference in our community.
Every little thing you do, your clients are grateful for it.
From board members to the president, even to the pots and bed watchers, we all work together to come through all difficult situations.
And it's just amazing to see how everybody has really stepped up.
So I'm really proud of being a JFS staff member.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Hirsh, and it's an honor to present the Anita and Stanley Hirsh Award to Linda Levine of blessed memory. Through the years, my family has presented this award to amazing individuals who demonstrate their unwavering commitment, involvement, and leadership in our community. Tonight, as we celebrate the 28th Annual Jewish Family Service Gala, I continue to be moved by those honorees who have always risen to the occasion and supported JFS in such a personal way. Linda Levine was a force. Her family was the core of her life. She was thoughtful, kind, genuine, and a people person, never missing an opportunity to get to know you and bring you in. She loved bringing people together. Whether family, friend, or person in need, Linda was always there for you. Of the many ways to describe Linda, two that stand out are involved and woman of action. Early on, she applied these traits to helping some of our society's most vulnerable, survivors of domestic violence. Linda and her daughter Sophie, whom she cherished and was her world, began by volunteering at a JFS Hope domestic violence shelter. What could be a more significant experience than to share an act of Tikkun Olam with your daughter? With great generosity and care, Linda always made sure that the families got what they needed. The supplies she and Sophie brought to the women and children at the shelter were vital. And I believe they also brought them hope for the future. This volunteer experience led to a continued activism and forged a relationship with Jewish Family Service going forward. Taking it to a new level, Linda came up with an idea for a fundraiser called Laughing Matters to benefit JFS Hope. With her connection to so many dear friends and community members, the unyielding support of her beloved husband and bandmate, Stephen, and the help of her co-founder, Wendy Silver, Laughing Matters took flight. In October of 2012, they created an evening of comedy to raise awareness and funding that would help sustain and carry the work of JFS Hope into the future. Linda, simply put, was dedicated and unstoppable in the call to act. I think it's relevant to bring to our attention also the symbolic relationship of comedy and healing. Thanks, Linda. Linda understood that her work to benefit the most vulnerable in our community is an expression of our values and makes our community strong. Linda continues to inspire us today. I could not be more pleased tonight than to recognize Linda Levine of blessed memory with the Anita and Stanley Hirsh Award. And now, let's hear from Linda's dear friends.
Her heart was ginormous. The little thing that she was, her heart was so much bigger. And she always had it open.
She had the ability to make everybody feel like they were her sister, her best friend, and loved.
The first time I met Linda, I remember just giving her the biggest hug. It was just like a love at first sight.
I mean, I miss her so much. She was the girlfriend that you could speak to 3 times a week.
I always knew if I spent time with her, it wouldn't be a depressing day. She loved making people laugh, making people feel important.
She never judged you, ever. She loved you for who you were.
She was just so much fun. Laughed so much together.
She was the anchor to everyone's ship.
She was the friend who wanted to always try to get everybody together.
The love that she showed to her husband, to her daughter, to her mom, to Bobby was over the top.
Stephen and her have been together so long, just an amazing couple, an amazing friendship, an amazing lifetime. But Sophie was her everything.
Linda was Sophie's biggest fan, and she was so fiercely proud of her. Her face would light up when she talked to her.
She was so grateful and felt so blessed for her life that she wanted to give to everybody. Stephen the same way.
So she wasn't one that wanted all of us to say, thank you, thank you. You know, she just did it because she cared.
They never stopped giving. She had a bigger mission than anybody I know.
She had a motto that I'm not saying no to anything. I'm going to live my life and do everything.
Linda brought a lot of energy to everything that she did, and she was a very passionate person.
She loved to be on the stage as often as she possibly could.
She worked in a nightclub. She was an actress, loved to sing.
She could do stand-up in a heartbeat. She's hilarious. She was absolutely hilarious. Sophie has this unbelievable voice, and the two of them together, you would pay money to watch them be together and perform. That was her inner passion, was to entertain, and that falls in place with her bringing joy to other people. That's why Laughing Matters, it's just so fitting for her because she just had so much fun doing that.
She loved to be on the stage for Laughing Matters. She wasn't the comedian and she wasn't the MC, but she had an opportunity to be on stage and connect with the audience. And she really sparkled. Linda, being Linda, had so many contacts. She wanted to put her connections to use in a very positive way. So she came up with the idea to have a comedy night. We presented it to JFS and it was a go.
And I believe a lot of the entertainment that she got was because they all loved her so much.
It was always a very special night. She really loved it. And she's so natural on stage, and she would always have her shtick with one of the comedians.
She got up there and she was doing some kind of an auction, kind of called out to me and said, what do you need at the shelters? And I thought, oh my goodness, I don't know. And I quickly said, socks. And with her enthusiasm, we ended up with hundreds of pairs of socks. And that was so needed.
Linda and Wendy work as an amazing team. If you could manage to contain Linda's exuberance and excitement, you were in pretty good shape.
If she had a purpose like in getting that room filled for Laughing Matters, she would stop at nothing.
If you know anything about Linda, you'll know that when she decides she's going to do something, no one's going to stop her.
She did it in a way that other people did join her because she was so energetic and so enthusiastic. You couldn't say no.
Year after year, our friends came forward for us and supported our event. And we were able to let people know the toll that domestic violence took.
She made it happen in such a beautiful way, full of compassion and love and kindness and purpose.
You know, you tell one person and they have the information and they can share it with somebody else. You just show them a path to change their lives for the better.
We're reaching out to people we don't know. We will never know, but that we're hopefully making a big impact and difference in their lives. So that's what Linda really, really did.
What she did for JFS, for JFS Hope, and for the whole community will always be remembered.
Laughing Matters would not have happened without Linda, and I could say that truly is a legacy for her.
It's just a complete void, a true forever void now in our lives.
And I miss Linda so much.
I loved her and miss her dearly.
Nobody better than Linda.
Now you see who loves you. Now you can come back. Come back and play with us.
She was a light. She was a light.
I believe she's in charge of the welcoming committee wherever she is.
She is a true angel, a true, true angel.
You got a hold of the key to my heart, 'cause I left it lying around. And we'll toss and we'll turn and won't get any sleep. If you want me, I'm yours to keep. If you want me, I'm yours to keep. And you're fixing what's broken without any help. How do you know me? I don't even know myself. No, you got a hold of the key to my heart, 'cause I left it lying around. And we'll toss and we'll turn and won't get any sleep. If you want me, I'm yours to keep. If you want me, I'm yours to keep. And we'll float away, and we'll count our days, and we'll toss and we'll turn and won't get any sleep. If you want me, if you want me, yeah. If you want me, yeah, I'm yours.
Hi, I'm Louis Anderson, and I love Linda Levine. She was a great mom. She was a great teacher. She was a great wife. She was a great friend. She was a great artist, and she always made you feel like you're number one. Linda, you're number one with us. We love you, and we will never forget you. Love, Louis.
Hello, everybody. It's Brad Garrett here. And on behalf of Jewish Family Services, please help me in honoring the memory of my very dear friend and a friend of everyone at Jewish Family Services, our beloved Linda Levine. Thank you.
Howie and Terry Mandel here, just wanting to say we love
Linda Levine. She was an amazing human being. We miss her every day.
a great friend, a great mother, a great wife, and probably one of the most charitable people I've ever met in my life. Everybody's life is better for meeting Linda Levine.
The much missed Linda and I first met over 30 years ago. What a ball of positive energy she was. I was always happy to help her and Wendy with Laughing Matters for Jewish Family Services. I know what great work JFS does and how close it was to Linda's heart. I hope we can do another Laughing Matters soon in further celebration of our wonderful friend. Linda Shane Levine was a very special person.
Hi, it's Bob Saget here, and I want to thank the Jewish Family Services for all they do, and thank you for supporting them. And also, I really want to thank them for honoring my dear, dear friend, Linda Levine, who we lost this year. I don't know what to say except thank you for honoring her. It means so much, and I loved her so much. So thank you for all that you do, and please, everyone watching this, support the Jewish Family Services as much as you can, and honor my friend, Linda Levine. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kristen Shonowith, and this is Jewish Family Services Night. We are so honored to be here, even virtually. I am particularly honored to be here to speak a little bit about my friend Linda Levine. This is my pianist, music director, Michael Orland. And Michael has known the Levines, Steve and Sophie and Linda, much longer than I have. But Steve is my agent, but what he doesn't understand is that Linda was really my girl. Anyway, she's moved on. She has all the answers for us. She's preparing the way someday for all of us. And one of the last times I sang, which has been a while, I sang this song that Michael and I found. It's Mancini, and we sang it in the bathroom, in Chicago when we were practicing, and Linda loved that story, so that's why I tell it, and now we do it for her tonight. They say there's a tree in the forest, a tree that will give you a son. Come along with me to the sweetheart's tree. Come and carve your name to mine. They say if you kiss the right sweetheart, the one you've been waiting for, big blossoms of white will burst into sight, and your love will be true evermore. Come along with me to the sweetheart's tree. Come and carve your name next to mine. They say if you kiss the right sweetheart, the one you've been waiting for,
It's my privilege and honor today to be introducing the video for the JFS Spirit of Humanity honoree this year, Susie Forer-Dehrey. I've known Susie for 50 years. Yes, we are that old. And I've seen her shine as a mother, as a friend, first and foremost, a mother, a wife, a staff member of JFS, and then through the management ranks of the organization. Well, she has added skill sets. At her core, it's always been the same Susie. It's the same Susie that comforts. It's the same Susie that leads. It's the same Susie that walks by your side with you, but isn't afraid to walk ahead and lead you. And for all of us, I think we've all known that through those years, we've gotten the gift of that very same Susie. So she embodies the spirit of humanity. She is at her core a humanitarian. She promotes human welfare, the betterment of our society, the betterment of our communities. She's devoted to improving lives of those who need it the most. She's devoted to alleviating suffering and to protecting the dignity of those she serves along the way, first and foremost. And something I've noticed about Susie, you know, from our early years together, many people look away when they see pain. They're uncomfortable. Susie walks toward it, and she walks toward it, you know, with an open heart and an open hand. She knows that she can do whatever she can do. She may not be able to fix it, but she's going to get in there and try. She is at her soul a careful nurturer of relationships, and someone who cares deeply both about the person in front of her and the community at large. She is amazing with donors, with the board, with staff, and with clients, I think owing to her core personality traits and her core spirit of caring. She is the best of the best, the cream of the cream of this great organization, and it's my privilege and honor to introduce her video.
There's an old Yiddish expression. Really, it's one of the highest compliments you could pay to a person, to call them an ehrlicher Yid. It means a person who is truly refined, humble, honest, caring, and it's a rare person, and Susie is an ehrlicher Yid. She's the real deal.
She would be there for anyone who needs help at any time. That's my wife, Susie.
I met my husband, Yehuda, in Israel. He was a man in a uniform. He was very handsome and he was very kind, and the rest is history. I love being a parent and I love being a grandparent.
My parents have formed a really close bond with both of our kids. They provide so much love.
Mazel tov, this is exciting.
I love all of you, and those two little guys also that live with you. My parents came here in the early 1950s. I was born and raised here.
Our grandparents were in many ways kind of like the emotional and moral center of our family's universe.
Our grandparents experienced a tremendous amount of loss very early on in their lives. As a result, it instilled in us to think about what we do have.
I was actually born into a grieving family. My parents lost a child before I was born in a car accident.
The way in particular that I think it shaped her was that she really became very comfortable kind of sitting with people in their struggles and in their pain, and she's determined to help as many people as she can.
Every morning she was ready to go to work, never, missed a day in her life, and she just loved what she's doing.
Our mom, it was very important for us that we not just know what she does, but feel what she does and sort of feel a part of that. I mean, and that extends to silly things like I have JFS mugs in my apartment and I wear my JFS backpack when I go out.
My mom's a community builder. She wants to be surrounded by the people she loves.
This is my oldest, dearest friend, Debbie, and we've been friends since we were 12. Debbie used to actually loan me a dime every day that she brought from home so I could buy a Three Musketeers bar.
Loan is loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still doing that.
I would say she is the girlfriend that everybody would go to. She was always someone that everyone trusted.
I was always the person that friends would talk to, but that it wasn't just that they would talk to me. I was really interested in what they had to say. I was always interested in people's stories and also their loss and pain. I think I always felt a pull towards social work. It was never a struggle to decide what I wanted to do. The place I wanted to work was Jewish Family Service. It was really a destiny for me. Like I wanted to end up there. I got a half-time job as an intake social worker at the Valley storefront. I was 28 years old, and I also was very excited about that.
The jobs she had were not easy ones. For example, in adult day health care, the people were very frail, lots of serious health problems. And yet the atmosphere in that room, I would say, was joyful. There was laughter, there was enthusiasm, and I think she was someone who engendered that. I had no doubt that she would be able to handle any position in the agency.
I've learned so much and from so many people and so many mentors.
I've known Susie for many, many years as a colleague and a friend, and we've worked together under good times and challenging times. We've traveled to Israel together, we've been in Cuba together, and then when I became CEO, Susie became one of my right-hand individuals.
Paul came in one summer and he said to me,
I have an idea and I want you to think about it and don't answer. And I explained to her that I thought she would be a great fundraiser.
And I said, no, I didn't go to social work school to be a fundraiser.
She looked at me as if I was crazy.
And he probably came in through like 2 or 3 more times that summer.
So she did take it on. And like everything else Susie does, she took it on with the passion and energy that she does everything.
If you told me in my younger clinical self that I was going to stay here for this long and have so many different opportunities in the organization, I wouldn't have believed it. I love it. I love what I do.
She was my boss when I was a volunteer at Freedom More. I was nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never done anything like that before. And I got to see what an incredible, warm, nurturing, lovely person she is.
Board members have also become friends. That's been incredibly rewarding.
I have a very deep connection to her. Maybe we were best friends in a previous life. I love her dearly.
Her vision is extraordinary, and she only wants what's best for the agency, but really for the client.
She's a facilitator. She makes things happen. She solves problems. She helps people solve their own problems. She's a social worker.
The face of the organization to its clients is through the frontline workers. And nothing can work right unless that's working beautifully. You know, the magic both of her relationships with many of those frontline workers and her appreciation of the support that's required infrastructure-wise, mentorship-wise, allows you to help each frontline worker be the best version of themselves.
We have success because of each person, each individual person, from the people who work in the kitchen to the people who drive people to medical appointments and to those people who are doing the activities with the seniors, who are doing the counseling one-on-one that people can never, ever see and never really appreciate. Those people are all part of this, and they're the ones that are going to push us forward.
There isn't a time that someone doesn't say, go to Susie, go to Susie. No matter what it is.
It is my job to get things done, to move things forward. When I was the intake social worker at the Valley storefront, and someone was on the other end of the phone and asking for something for their parent, I really tried to remember what it would be like to be on the other end asking for whatever it was that I needed.
I've just seen her interest and compassion in every program. She is one of us. And I wonder if she sees herself as the mentor that we all see her as.
I don't think there's anyone who's ever been at the agency who has not remained in contact with her.
Right.
I think Susie, as she's gone through her life, has gathered relationships that don't end.
My life is enriched because of those relationships and friendships and really deep connection that make life worth living.
I moved to LA from New York, and I honestly had a very hard time. And Susie immediately made me feel that I had family here. If you want to hear why Susie is the heart and soul of JFS, I can't think of any better reason, because I know that anyone who knows Susie has a story just like mine.
The one thing that I've learned so much from Susie is how to be a good listener. It's a part of her DNA. Every ounce of who she is has permeated on so many different levels with this essence of openness, with understanding and compassion. And maybe that's why so many of the staff have stayed for so many years.
She is so genuine and so authentic. When she talks about our clients or our programs, people really listen and they really feel it from her.
I think Susie's approach to fundraising isn't so much about how much money can we raise. It's about building relationships with people and understanding what's of interest to them and why it's of interest to them.
When people would come to us and say, I'd like to give you money, I wanted to make sure that they understood what the money was going towards, that they should give to what really touches their heart and their soul. When we take people on tours, the idea really is for them to understand how their resources and even their time, their volunteering, can make a difference in somebody's life.
I have seen Susie truly personally overwhelmed by donors' generosity. She really is moved by the work and the people that she works with. It's truly incredible what she brings to it.
I recently received a letter that was sent to the SOVA staff. And if I could just read it, I think you will understand why I go to work every day. I won't go into the details, but I have run into very hard times lately. I went to SOVA yesterday and was provided with a nice assortment of food. I have already had 3 glasses of ice-cold milk, 2 delicious egg salad sandwiches with lettuce, a pastry or 2, and a few snacks. My spirits today are higher than they have been in a very long time. It seemed so challenging for me until yesterday when I intersected with the SOVA food pantry at JFS. All I can say is thank you so much for helping me. It means more than you will ever know. I am ready to face my challenges now as my spirits are higher. You are truly God's angels. Sincerely, a grateful soul.
I am so thrilled that we are able to honor Susie this year.
Susie, you are an extraordinary leader, a visionary, literally able to leap tall buildings or at least make one a reality.
We have all been changed for the good and for the better because we know you. You've left a handprint not only on my heart, but on the heart of all of JFS and the heart of the community.
I love you. I'm so happy for you, and you are so deserving of this honor. I know that's a word you're not going to want me to use, but you are so deserving of this honor. Mazal tov, and from strength to strength.
Mazel tov, Mom. We love you so much.
I feel very, very grateful that I've had this opportunity to work alongside so many incredible people and to work in something that doesn't feel like work. It is a passion of mine. I am very humbled, and this is a moment that I will remember throughout the rest of my life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dina Schechter. I am a JFS board member
and former board chair. And I have a special announcement to share with you and Susie. Susie, considering your 36 years of dedication and accomplishment at JFS, your fervent wish to be recognized only as a member of an incredible team is just not possible. Thank you for letting us overcome your deeply felt modesty and resistance to being our honoree. It is clear to everyone that you personify the spirit of humanity. Thus, the JFS Board of Directors unanimously felt it fitting that the award you are receiving tonight be named in perpetuity the Susie Forer-Dehrey Spirit of Humanity Award. May future recipients embody the spirit and ideals for which we all admire you so deeply. Mazel Tov and Yasher Koach.
That's a wrap. On behalf of the board, staff, volunteers, and clients of JFS, thank you. Thank you for all you do to sustain our services for the people of Los Angeles.
Everyone deserves to live a healthy and satisfying life on their own terms. If you need support or have support to give, connect with Jewish Family Service LA today at jfsla.org. More information about us can be found right here on the event page.
Good night, everyone. I can't wait until we can all be together again.